A garbage truck backed into a tree on our property.
It's just heavy.
Yeah.
It's just a lot to take in, you know?
Yeah, I mean, as I had never been sued before, never had a home insurance claim before. It's a little bit terrifying.
The total payment for claim was $1.2 million.
We had previously rented out like a part of our house, but had been traveling, and so we started doing some short-term rentals. And of course, you know, it's hard to find insurance that is appropriate for that situation. But I did a lot of research and found that, you know, proper insurance seemed to be the best. You know, everyone is saying good things about you, so I selected you and signed up for insurance with Proper. We actually, I think the incident I think occurred not too long after we got coverage with Proper Insurance. Basically what happened is we live in the Berkeley Hills and known for having kind of narrow streets and kind of sharp intersections, and so garbage truck, which of course had run this route many times, and somehow managed to back into our tree. And unfortunately, one of the workers, as the truck was trying to pull forward, it kind of pulled out part of the tree and fell on the worker, and he suffered injuries. You know, we felt bad about the whole thing. And then, I don't know, it's like a year or more after that we found out we were being sued. And
really?
Which was, as you can imagine, as I had never been sued before, never had a home insurance claim before, any insurance claim before, and it was quite traumatic.
Obviously, the tree itself is rooted into your property, but did the incident itself happen on your property, like in your driveway, or was it on the public roadway?
Well, the tree is on our property, and the truck, it's kind of a narrow intersection, and they had to kind of do a 3-point turn to make the turn. From what our understanding is, they just kind of backed into it and pulled part of the tree out. As you can imagine, as a garbage truck is pretty big, so so it did significant damage to the tree. They would have argued, I guess, that the branch was low hanging, and whether or not that was the case, you know, that's not for me to say. That's I think that's what it was.
You know, they went through the process, and you never had to go to court because they settled for $1 million.
That's correct. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild when you know to see these numbers. Of course, like I'm on the marketing side, right? So it's like I don't work in the claims, but you know, to see $250,000 payout for or that's what it takes, I guess, for an attorney to represent you, even not even in a court of law, but just in I guess in like a litigation process. Yeah, that's wild. I imagine it's just heavy. It's just a lot to take in, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's real danger to us. Again, you know, once you get these personal injury attorneys, they have you in their crosshairs. It's just don't know. And I think there is a prospect of very significant exposure if they successfully argued liability, up a huge amount. So, which could have been financially devastating for us.
Absolutely. And this is something that a lot of folks don't understand about insurance. Like, so you had $1 million liability limit, correct?
That's correct.
In this case, they sued up to the limit, but the total payout is $1.25 million because with liability, the legal fees, at least for defending you, are covered by the insurance company. Mm-hmm. And it's just wild how fast it can stack up.
Yeah, you know what, and that's something again that we didn't really think about when we were signing up for insurance. And frankly, I don't know if all insurance companies cover legal fees or not, but the fact that Proper Insurance did cover end to end was really saved us. As I'm sure many homeowners, the first time situation, it's you don't know what's going on, you don't know how to navigate it, you don't know what your exposure is. You just don't know what's happening or what's going to happen. And, and I'll tell you, and the Proper Insurance really stood by us, not just financially, but emotionally, really were very supportive. We never had to chase anyone down. They're always very responsive. Every team member, every step of the way, Proper Insurance was absolutely there for us. again, the financial aspect is one thing, but just emotionally to kind of hold our hand through a very difficult time meant a lot to us.
What is it like getting sued? I mean, obviously, it's there's a lot of.
I don't recommend it. Yeah, well, it's if you enter into a whole new world, which is the average person is just not familiar with, being like tossed in a storm in uncharted waters. You really have no idea what's going to hit you next. I mean, the fact is like once you get in the sights of one of these attorneys who are kind of going after you, it's a little bit terrifying because of course they're going after everything. They're just trying to extract as much money as possible. And
yeah, we see this more and more. I mean, and now these days, especially with just the the Airbnb phenomenon, how much fire it's caught, right? And now we're starting to see these advertisements that are like, have you been bit by a dog in Airbnb?
Well,
it's like it's wild. What message do you have for hosts, especially regarding insurance for going through this situation?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, we would highly recommend proper insurance. I felt that we had a true ally and partner going through was really one of the most difficult experiences we've ever had. I'm not sure what we would have done if we had not had your team behind us. All the teams that we interacted with at Proper Insurance kind of explained what was going on, reassured us at every step things were going to be handled properly, which they were.
Anything else you learned along the way that you think others should be aware of?
Choose the best insurance company.
Get the best that you can get and leave it at that, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds great. Well, yes, I'll let you get back to your evening. And just thanks for taking the time. And just so glad that we were able to help. These are always just great stories to hear. I mean, it feels good to work for a company that follows through, and I think that's what's kept me with Proper. I'm going on 8 years now. Yeah. Is that we built an end-to-end product, and we intend to make good on our promises. So
no, it's a great thing. There aren't that many like what I would consider ethical companies out there, but I felt that Proper really kind of stood by what they say they do, and really meant a lot to us.